LTN Hour. Let's talk NASCAR with your host, Todd Bailing, co-hosts Brian Schmidt, PJ Noodleman, and producer Dangerous Dan Margetta. Call the show anytime at 414-421-7901. And now, the creator and host of the fastest hour in radio, Todd Bailing.
Well, I'll tell you one thing for sure. Not a one of us four geniuses picked Austin freaking Dillon to win last night. I'll guarantee you that much. Morning, everybody. Todd Bailing in beautiful Linden Station, Wisconsin. My three co-hosts are all chomping at the bit to join us. Brian over on the eastern part of the state. How you doing, man?
Morning. Yeah. And we should have probably considered having Austin Dillon because, I mean, he won the race last year, even though he had to hammer his way through it. But it kind of played out the same way. He had a 3-second lead last year, had a late caution. This year, no late caution. Boom, he wins the race.
PJ Noodleman on the opposite side of the state over by the old Mississippi River.
Yeah, I was hoping Blaney would have pulled that one off, but oh well.
That's all right. Stuff happens. He had a good race. Let's put it. He was in the mix. Let's put it that way. And of course,
Always
our
is.
producer, longtime partner Dan Margetta, who's I guess in St. Francis today. You don't have to work tonight, do you?
No, we're off for Slinger tonight. We worked last night on the big Slam Fest deal. But yeah, Austin Dillon, and I didn't think about him winning because he ran good year last year, but then he didn't run good anywhere else since then. I kind of forgot about him, and he came back and had a good night last night, and he, like Brian said, didn't have to turn nobody this time or move him out of the way.
With all the weather we had, did you get that Slam Fest thing in last night?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a little bit of a late start because they had some big storms blowing in, and it looked like one of them Wizard of Oz twisters coming in, but it wasn't. It was super dark. Delayed us going up on our roof and getting everything ready, but everybody came in. They waited in their cars till the rain left, came in, and got the whole show in.
That's a different kind of a crowd. They certainly do want to see their stuff get wrecked, huh?
Oh, yeah. And a couple of years ago, it was like a monsoon and they all sat through it, so they'll sit through anything.
I had gone back to Milwaukee to take care of some flood damage. Not terrible, but bad enough to where we had to spend the week back in Greendale getting everything cleaned up. And I was on my way back. I had every intention of going to the Jerry Eckhart race in Jefferson. And when all of a sudden that thing that rolled through, I don't know what they call it. Is that a faux pas? I don't know my meteorological expressions, but there was this big ass thing coming through the air, and I went, oh my God, I'm not going to Jefferson. I'm the smartest guy on the freeway. I'm not going. And it was right at the Jefferson exit. So I kept going. And I called Al Schill. I said, I'm not going. Sorry. I'm just not going to do it. He says, well, if I were you, I'd stop somewhere and let the storm blow over. And I have a suggestion for you. So we went to Chicken Lips. I think that's what it's called in Sun Prairie. Interesting place. Anyway, we made it to the Dells in time for the feature. The same thing rolled through up here a little bit earlier, and they managed to get in the feature. So that was, all of the race. I don't think they ran heats, but we ran through. So it was quite the interesting run here last night for sure. And everybody had to deal with all the rain, all the tracks in the area. In the meantime, we got to watch the end of the Richmond race, and that was a pretty good entertainment. I have to say I watched about the last 125 laps after I got back from the Dells racetrack. I thought they might have been in a pit cycle because Austin Dillon was leading the race, although here he is racing with the 12 car, and I'm thinking, you know what, Blaney, he should be the guy here because after all, it's Austin Dillon. He ain't going to win anything. Well, the guy did a really spectacular job. His team was good. Brian, I guess what we all hoped for was that tires would play into strategy, and it certainly did last night.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, tire degradation is something we've always been wanting from, these cars on a short track. And the set of tires would last about 45 laps before they were completely junk. So Austin Dillon's main strategy was the first guy to pit last. So he was the first one to get on the fresh tires 3 laps before Blaney did at the end. which gave him a big enough gap. We thought maybe Blaney would be able to catch him at the end, but by the time Blaney worked through traffic and got, within like a 3-second margin, that margin just stabilized because the tires were the same kind of on both of them. So I think you got to give Goodyear props. You finally had a good short track race with these cars at Richmond, something we've been lacking. I mean, I know a lot of people, you didn't have a lot of wrecks. You had one bigger wreck, but you didn't have, and the guy still won by 3 seconds. But overall, I think the race from start to finish was pretty good for a short track race with this car.
And the fact that we put tires into the strategy was pretty damn good, I think. I mean, it certainly made for an interesting set of circumstances to factor in. And plus, speaking of factors, we find out that Austin Dillon had a broken rib. How exactly did he break that? Any of you guys?
He said in the post-race press conference he was doing something with his hunting blinds or something, and he fell off a ladder. So, and this happened before Iowa. So he kind of just kept on. He ran the road course race last week at Watkins Glen and anybody's had a broken rib. I have not, but I've heard how terrible it is. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, he's a gladiator for doing that and having the run he did. But when you have a really good car, it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, that broken rib thing is a pretty big deal. You can't laugh or cough, and you can't really wrap it up either. You just have to deal with it until it feels better. And oh my God, that means, as I learned, that means sleeping in a recliner and then having it prop you back up so you can stand up. It's very painful. And to race that way and to win that way is very impressive.
Did you guys catch the post-race interview or like the press conference when he had said that he has made some suggestions to Richard Childress about how the direction of that team's going and how Richard doesn't always agree with him, and he's kind of got to, work his way and take some time to get him to come through, and eventually they come around. I mean, it's interesting that car was that fast in that team, and the 8 car really wasn't.
Yeah, speaking of the 8 car, I mean, there's bad races, and then there's, the car wasn't good, and neither was the driver, and I'm not sure that Rowdy was too proud of his whole performance there last night. How can one car in a team be that good and the other one be that bad? Well, part of it, Rowdy caused it. See, I saw a replay of it a couple of times from a couple different angles. I'm not sure it was 100% his fault, but it did look 90% to me. It took out a lot of good cars, including the 9 car. Everybody came to see the most popular driver, and Chase Elliott got taken out in that thing too.
He got 2 chases in that wreck.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I don't really understand how that can happen. Dan, you came up with an interesting theory before we went on about that.
About what?
I think I did. I thought that perhaps Kyle has urinated in someone's Wheaties on the team, and therefore they could actually make him have a very, very miserable day with a terrible setup. Not saying it was the crew chief or the car chief. It just could be somebody on the crew who maybe was a little irritated with Kyle, because he can be a little bitch when he's angry.
He has not been very complimentary to that team publicly, which, it seems to me that that's not the greatest strategy to have. Keep it under your hat. Now, it did work in the past for Kevin Harvick when he would badmouth his team. And of course, he'd come back the next week and they had all new guys there. But
Harvick has a lot more finesse with people skills than Kyle Busch does. And that's all that really needs to be said on that.
That is true, isn't it? It was overall, I thought, a good race. Ninth different single race winner. That means that suddenly we're down to 2 non-winners. There's 14 guys that have won races this year, believe it or not. And Reddick, right now, it looks like he's good. He's over 2 races ahead, and he's going to make it. In fact, Alex Bowman is more than likely going to make it, too, because he is 60 points, a race and a half with 1 race to go ahead.
Unless we get a different winner at Daytona, which is very likely. Remember last year?
It is. It's possible.
Last year we had Burton with the walk-off win. So.
Oh, God, that's right. That probably won't happen again. Well, you never know. We'll be right back.
This Sunday, Slinger Super Superspeedway hosts the 7th annual Alan Kawicki Memorial, a 77-lap Super Late Model Showdown featuring the incredible bank Super Late Models, plus Legends, Bandolero, Super Bs, and Sportsman divisions. Enjoy the Wall of Fame ceremony, Miss Slinger reunion, and alumni night. Kids 8 and under are free. Tickets start at just $5. Gates at 5, racing at 6:30, rain or shine. Get tickets now at Ticket Hoss for this Sunday's race, the world's fastest quarter-mile oval.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
The ARCA Menard Series is back at Madison International Speedway for the Badger 200, Friday night, August 22nd. See the Madison late models at 6. Meet the stars during autographs at 7. Then it's the green flag for 200 laps of ARCA Menard Series action at 8 p.m. Save big money at Menards on discounted ARCA tickets. Or for more info and to purchase online, visit misracing.com. Friday, August 22nd, the Badger 200, only at Madison International Speedway.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800. Or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Chimney Mechanics installs and services wood, natural gas, propane, pellet stoves, and chimneys. We service all of Wisconsin, the UP, and Northern Illinois. We repair all brands and all models of fireplaces, no matter where you bought it. We do custom chimney caps, liners, chimney fire repairs, water and stonework, water leak repairs, and replacement dampers. We do new construction and insurance work. No job is too big or too small. ChimneyMechanics.com. That's Chimney Mechanics with an X. Check us out on Facebook.
Hey, Badgers fans, miss this?
Hello! Touchdown, Wisconsin! That's how you start!
Badgers football returns to the game August 28th.
All the way! Touchdown, Wisconsin!
Listen to the Badgers all season, 97.3 The Game.
Last week, the ratings are in. NASCAR was shown on the USA Network. They had 1.85 million viewers, which was up 2.3%. Another positive number. Xfinity Series ran on CW. They were at 1.1%, which was up 41% from the year before. I don't know what happened last year. I can't think about that. It jumped to 1.5 in the closing laps when Zilish was, it was quite a battle there, as you might remember. And Fox and their Indy resuscitation program, good news, it was up 86% from last year. The bad news, they were a distant third with only 700,000 viewers. I suppose it's up that much because it was on the big network and nobody had to really search for it. I don't really know. I can't tell you what the numbers mean. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But this week we had some rumors get floated out there, and I'm scratching my head trying to figure them out. One of them is that Dover is going to get the All-Star race next year. There are some issues with that, as far as I can tell, Brian, and not so much that the racing would be bad, but there are some other issues there.
Well, Dover doesn't have lights. So, I mean, the All-Star race has been, under the lights since the old one hot night thing when I was in high school. Was that like 1993 when they started that at Charlotte? So now you're going to move that race possibly back to a daytime event. And I mean, I don't see them putting lights at Dover. I mean, does anybody think they're going to spend that kind of money to do that? I don't.
Question. What do you think? That would be an additional date for Dover, or do you think it would cost them a cup race?
I think it would cost them a cup race because SMI owns Dover. If everybody remembers, SMI bought out Dover and all their properties several years ago, which included at the time, the Memphis track that's now defunct, and the Nashville track. Dover owned those tracks back in the day, which is where SMI was able to get a race at the new Nashville track and then move their races around. They took the second Dover date and moved that to a different SMI property. I can't remember which one off the top of the head. But so anyway, SMI owns Dover. So yeah, I mean, if you're going to take Dover's point state and move it to North Wilkesboro, so North Wilkesboro has a point state, Dover's just going to get the All-Star race, and that's going to be it. If you connect the dots, I don't see them adding another date somewhere else unless SMI takes one of the tracks that has 2 dates away. And those, the only ones I can think of are Charlotte, which everybody says the Roval is going to be back next year. Atlanta, there's been no word that you're going to take a date away from them. And Vegas. Vegas has 2 dates. I don't see them taking a date away from them. No. And then Bristol would be the last one. And I don't know, maybe they would take one away from Bristol, but I have not heard anything about that.
That real key there, I think, is North Wilkesboro, which has been, exhibition races since they brought it back. I don't know that they worry so much about the live gate like they used to. It's about TV and ratings and who's watching and what kind of show do they put on. And the fact that we don't have very many as many short tracks as we used to, that North Wilkesboro would be a good points race. Okay, so that part, it wouldn't be a real surprise if they took Dover's date and gave it to North Wilkesboro. The problem, though, is the Dover getting an all-star race is, like Brian said, that's a pretty hefty investment to add lights for one exhibition race per year, which is what it would come down to. Even with the spectacular history that Dover has, there's just I don't know who's floating the rumor. It's not NASCAR like they like to do business. Is it somebody connecting dots, or is it the people from SMI floating it themselves? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Where is it coming from? Do we have any theories?
Well, I think it was Jordan Bianchi, right, with a report for at least the possibility of it. And he's been pretty right so far when he reports. And the schedule, I think, is coming out pretty soon. I think they're going to...
This week they want to have it out, actually.
So, I mean, maybe it's already set, and somebody, obviously, when something like that, people start talking and they whisper to people, hey, what's coming up? Could be it. Another one people had thought about, last week we talked about Iowa. We didn't know what their situation was, if they're on it or not. And that kind of was discussed a little bit this week as well. So I think
what's the latest rumor on Iowa? I like it there. I think they should keep a race at Iowa, but is it in flux right now?
Well, there was talk it was in flux, but nobody has come up with an alternative place for them to go. People keep thinking they're going to go to Montreal. One would think if they were going to be going to Montreal and your schedule is going to be released next week, that would have came out, but I haven't seen that anywhere. So I'm kind of thinking now that if it's been quiet all week that Iowa will be back. Here's one to think about. I mean, here we are trying to move races around, and Dover maybe having the All-Star race. The question I think everybody should really talk about is, do we really need an All-Star race? I mean, what does the All-Star race mean? In all these other sports, All-Stars mean you have all these players from different teams coming together to play with each other. In NASCAR, it's just another race with a lot less cars that seems to be very, unfulfilling. I haven't seen a good All-Star race. I mean, when they came back to North Wilkesboro a couple of years ago, that was cool. But then they raced, and it was like, this sucks. And I mean, an all-star race right now, I mean, I'm looking forward to North Wilkesboro having, 38, 40 cars on the track instead of just 20. Now you go to a mile and you're only going to have 20 cars on it. I mean, is that any good? No. I think the only place where it's good to have like 20 cars is where you have like drafting. So maybe in Atlanta, I would be more for take 2 points races away from Atlanta and run an all-star race there. And I think maybe that would be more exciting. Plus you have the lights.
Remember, this all started with a sponsor. It was the Winston. That's what,
right.
They wanted a race and they had their name on it and everything else. And that's kind of everything got off. And we kind of lost that kind of title sponsor for the all-star race, and they just kind of kept it going. So
it's the date, right, though. Don't you agree? I mean, it's a notch on the schedule. And it's a money-making event for the promoter. And what you're saying here is that Speedway Motorsports would have to give up one of their dates. Are they going to do that, or are they going to go back to court and start threatening again?
Well, no, I'm saying instead of having an all-star race, just add another points event. Just make it one more. I mean, don't get rid of the weekend, because then you'd be losing money. If you turned it into another full-on regular weekend,
37 race schedule.
Yeah, everybody's got to go anyway, because you have the Open and you have the support events. everybody's going to these races. Back in the day when the All-Star race was in Charlotte, it wasn't such a big deal because, if you didn't make it through the Open, well, then you just went home at night. Now they're traveling anyway. Then they're not at home. So then just make it a points race to make it worth your while.
There you go. Well, lots to think about. We'll sneak away for a break. We've got some other good stuff for you when we come back. Hang in there.
This Sunday, Slinger Superspeedway hosts the 7th annual Alan Kawicki Memorial, a 77-lap Super Late Model Showdown featuring the incredible bank Super Late Models, plus Legends, Bandolero, Super Bs, and Sportsman divisions. Enjoy the Wall of Fame ceremony, Miss Slinger reunion, and alumni night. Kids 8 and under are free. Tickets start at just $5. Gates at 5, racing at 6:30, rain or shine. Get tickets now at Ticket House for this Sunday's race, the world's fastest quarter-mile oval.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines. Just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company in the heart of Wisconsin is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com.
Miller Sales and Service of Random Lake is where to go for a trailer, no matter what you're hauling. Tom and Jerry Miller have been selling trailers from B&B, Trophy, and Bravo for over 50 years. Quality and integrity is what put them on the map on the corner of 57 and K since 1939. Home of the number 89 dirt and asphalt cars of Brad Miller. That's Miller Sales and Service. It's where to go for a trailer, just 20 minutes north of Milwaukee. Call them 920-994-4358.
The ARCA Menard Series is back at Madison International Speedway for the Badger 200. Friday night, August 22nd. See the Madison late models at 6. Meet the stars during autographs at 7. Then it's the green flag for 200 laps of ARCA Menard Series action at 8 p.m. Save big money at Menards on discounted ARCA tickets. Or for more info and to purchase online, visit MISRacing.com. Friday, August 22nd. The Badger 200, only at Madison International Speedway.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
Get ready, Badgers football fans. This season will be here soon. August 28th, the Badgers open at home against the Red Hawks of Miami.
He's going all the way. Touchdown, Wisconsin.
Listen to the Badgers all season, 97.3 The Game.
There's a little bit of ambiguity in one of our commercials. It sounds as though like we're racing at Slinger Speedway tonight. We're not. That is for next week, okay? There's no racing at Slinger tonight. They had the Slam Fest last night, and this is a off week for Sunday racing. So when you hear that commercial, that's for next week for the Alan Kawicki Memorial. Just a reminder. Okay, so there's some other things going on. Last week at Watkins Glen, oh my God, Shane Van Gisbergen is absolutely spectacular. Is this a surprise? No, it's not. It's why he got signed. And if you look at the big picture, the whole thing is you want to make the playoffs. That's what's really important, is to make the playoffs. 16 guys make the playoffs, and only one is champion, and I think it's pretty much acknowledged that SVG doesn't have the team or the oval track ability to win a championship yet. But because he is so dominant on road courses, and NASCAR seems to be hell-bent on adding and adding and adding road courses without adding Road America, that now everybody's bitching that we've got too many road courses. The same guy wins them all. Well, take your hat off to the guy. He's spectacular. He's got 22 playoff points, too. 4 wins and 22 playoff points. That means, folks, that it's likely he's going to make it through the first round of when there's 16 cars. They eliminate 4. In the second round, there's a road course. So he might make it all the way to the third round before he gets eliminated. And if they redo the schedule and have road courses any closer to the top, the guy would be in it. That's how good he is. And I think everybody in the sport looks at him and shakes their head and go, my God. Now, I had a very interesting conversation with Mark Martin earlier this year, and I said, boy, this guy is really likable, isn't he? And doesn't he have the talent as Van Gisbergen? And Mark Martin said 2 things to me. One, you'll notice he's not as good on road courses as he used to be. Now, this was back in March when I saw Mark. And he said, I think it's because everyone else studies what he does on their simulators, and they've all kind of caught up to him. And that second part of the Van Gisbergen puzzle is he's not learning oval tracks as quickly as he needs to. Now, that might still be the case, but as far as road courses go, guys, that was one hell of a performance again.
Yeah, what can you say? I mean, he's the guy on the road courses now, and his oval thing, he was 14th last night. That's pretty good. He's got enough playoff points he can get through the rounds using those. And if you run 14th on an oval every week or better, you can make it. Whether you be in the final 4, you're gonna have some luck in the last ones. But one of those is Talladega. If you can stay out of trouble there, maybe you can win that one. But
we have 6 road courses.
I
can't remember, something like that. So
6 on the season, yeah. 6 on the season. He did not win at Coda, but then he's won all the rest of them since then, and then we have the Roval to finish in the playoffs.
I think he thrives on people looking at him like he's not going to be a contender. I think that just fuels him.
The guy is pretty amazing. Now, what gets me is that he is a teammate with Connor Zilisch, who is a road course guy, like Van Gisbergen is. If you flip the coin, I would give it to Van Gis every time, a little bit better than Zilisch. However, if you watch him close, this Connor Zilisch kid at 19, and here Van Gis is 38? He's half of his age. Think of the talent that Zilisch has, and what a teammate that is. It's the people from his sponsor, Red Bull, that are really making the calls here. By the way, it was Red Bull's decision last week to pull Connor Zilisch or not Zilisch because he wasn't going to make the race, but to pull the car out of the race at Watkins Glen because they don't want to be it wasn't important for them to have a car out there with a driver that they're not investing what they are in the future with. They're going to be with Zilisch for a long time, and it seems like they're doing pretty good with Van Gisbergen, too.
And Zilisch has proven it on every type of course. He wins on the ovals. He wins on the road courses. He wins on the super speedways. He wins everywhere he's been. He's just got to stay healthy. That's his thing. He had the wreck at Talladega, which he hurt his back. And then he had the fluke thing last week at Watkins Glen, but it's still something that happened. So hopefully there's not, long-term effects to that.
Yeah.
He's got the age that SVG doesn't have. Zilisch is a lot younger, but boy, you put those two together on the same team going forward, and SVG says he listens to the guys that are helping him learn the ovals. He just absorbs the knowledge. He's not one of these guys that thinks he knows everything. I mean, there's not a bit of arrogance in him, even when you hear him talk. He's as laid back as they get. So I think in the future, you're going to see him running up front. I mean, last night too, 14th, first car 1 lap down. There's a lot of cars that are a lot worse than him behind him.
He's a kind of a likable guy too.
Very much so.
Yeah, everybody respects him and likes him a lot. By the way, speaking of Connor Zilisch, he had surgery this week on his broken collarbone. It's going to take him a little while. I don't know how collarbone surgery goes. They put some kind of plate in there or something like that. But thanks a lot, Dad. His dad, Jim Zillish, posts on X this week, there is a silver lining. Pooping himself is no longer his most embarrassing moment. Now, I don't remember that. Thanks for bringing that up, Dad. I thought it was SVG that had the problem during the race. And was that at Mexico City? I think it was, wasn't it? Not
Probably.
everybody did that to themselves.
Yeah, everybody did.
Oh, God. Hey, how'd you like the race? I don't think we're coming back. I don't know. It seems to me like... Hey, the truck series, we'll tell you a little bit about that race. Like that's what the Thai fans want to hear about when we come back.
The Fair Park in Plymouth, where the racing is great, the food is awesome, and the covered grandstand. This Saturday, watch the Wing Sprint Cars, Grand Nationals, B-Mods, and a guest appearance by the A-Mods. Gates open at 4:30, qualifying at 5:30. Next week, Friday, August 22nd, the Dirt Kings will make their first appearance of the season. Gates open at 5, qualifying at 6. The county fair is just around the corner with racing on Friday night. We'll see you there.
Miller Sales and Service of Random Lake is where to go for a trailer, no matter what you're hauling. Tom and Jerry Miller have been selling trailers from B&B, Trophy, and Bravo for over 50 years. Quality and integrity is what put them on the map on the corner of 57 and K since 1939. Home of the number 89 dirt and asphalt cars of Brad Miller. That's Miller Sales and Service. It's where to go for a trailer, just 20 minutes north of Milwaukee. Call them 920-994-4358.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Chimney Mechanics installs and services wood, natural gas, propane, pellet stoves, and chimneys. We service all of Wisconsin, the UP, and Northern Illinois. We repair all brands and all models of fireplaces, no matter where you bought it. We do custom chimney caps, liners, chimney fire repairs, water and stonework, water leak repairs, and replacement dampers. We do new construction and insurance work. No job is too big or too small. ChimneyMechanics.com. That's Chimney Mechanics with an X. Check us out on Facebook.
Get ready, Badgers football fans. This season will be here soon. August 28th, the Badgers open at home against the Red Hawks of Miami.
He's going all the way. Touchdown, Wisconsin.
Listen to the Badgers all season, 97.3 The Game.
I did say we were going to do a truck recap here, but we're going to wait a little bit because we've been able to get a hold of the guy that has made super late model racing a national sport again, Bob Sargent, who's down in Springfield.
Yet, Todd.
I'm sorry?
We did not get him yet. He's not answering.
Oh, we didn't.
Right now.
Oh, okay. We'll get back to him. Then in that case, plan B, the truck race. Yeah, Ty Majeski, clearly the fastest truck on the track. Clearly stunk it up, led 143 laps. Clearly was going to win his first race of the year. And he's racing with his teammate, quote, teammate, Matt Crafton, who slipped supposedly in some oil and just took Ty out. I cannot imagine the naughty words that Ty said in that truck when his teammate took him out yesterday. Apparently it was oil on the racetrack, and Corey Heim. Oh, there's a guy that needed another win. Corey Heim won it again. Ty really didn't say anything terrible about Matt Crafton. I would assume, PJ, that it's because they're such close teammates and friends.
Ty does not crap where he wants to eat. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
Oh, we have a take a look at the IM here. Bob is grading the track, so we have Adam Mackey with us now instead.
I know Adam Mackey. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing well. You know, the sun is now out in Springfield, but we had a great forecast all week long for this weekend. Somehow, some way, pop-up showers this morning, and 2 of them came through the state fair here in Springfield and dumped rain on the track, and it definitely dampened the surface to the point where Bob had to get out the grader. He is currently on the track grading the top layer off, because if we didn't, we wouldn't be racing. That's the point we're at. So he said, hey, can you do the phone call? Because I'm a little busy right now. I'm trying to make sure we can race ARCA today.
He is a man that keeps working. How about after you're done with the Springfield race, we move to Madison for the ARCA series? Now, the last couple of years, ARCA's been at the Milwaukee Mile, but they have a history of being at Madison. Talk about the excitement of having ARCA back on the half mile in Madison.
Yeah, it is definitely exciting. You know, short track racing is really good with ARCA. We love seeing the ARCA cars on the short track. You know, a mile-long track today with the dirt, and then next week we go to the half mile, and it's going to be fun for ARCA making a return. I think they're going to have a good race. We were up there for Midwest Tour there a couple weeks ago. We've been there for Star Series, you know, earlier this season. Now we'll be there for ARCA, and hopefully a good field. They've had good fields this year, kind of the resurgence of the ARCA Menards series this year, and we're one of our better fields here at Springfield today.
Yeah, I've noticed that. We were at the race at IRP a couple weeks ago, and I mean, really good race between, you know, Butterbean Queen running, whoever is in the Gibbs car for the particular week. I think Max Reeves is going to be in the car at Madison, but a good rivalry between those two, and then you got the Venturini cars that you can't sleep on them either.
Yeah, there's a good, you know, solid field. The 18 Gibbs car is usually the favorite just because of their abilities and their driving. The last couple of years with the Wallace, he was outstanding, obviously, and now Reeves is a young kid and doing a great job when he gets a chance on some of the shorter tracks with the ARCA series. So it's going to be up for grabs, the win in that race next week, and I think the fans will be excited to see a really good show on Friday night.
Yeah, I think you'll see a pretty good event at Madison. It's a fast half-mile track, and they've had runner before and had some good events. The IRP race, like Brian said, was pretty good, and Madison's pretty much the same thing, probably a little quicker. I think you have to put on a pretty decent show on.
Yeah, you know, these guys, we've had them. Elko Speedway is one of the short tracks that we've put on for several years with ARCA, and that's one of the best shows and best turnouts and fans we get every year is the deal at Elko that we have, and we hope we can make Madison the same way. It's going to be our first time doing the Madison race from Track Enterprises. You know, Greg and his staff at Madison do a great job with everything, and they've run the ARCA races in the past, and now we're kind of joining teams here with Greg to do the one next week at Madison, and we're kind of pumped up about it. ARCA, like I said, is kind of in a resurgence right now. The car counts are up everywhere they go, and that makes for great racing. Obviously, more guys. There's a handful of guys, as you mentioned, that are going to be capable of winning, and then you throw in the Madison late model is going to be in action next week too, so that'll be a lot of fun.
And is there a place? Yeah, can you get tickets at places like Menards?
Yeah, absolutely. A great place to get tickets is Menards. I know we've sold quite a few already. Local Menards stores in the Madison area. You can go out and stop by at the customer service desk and purchase a ticket for just $20, and that's going to save you $10 or $15 off your race day price. I mean, that's the way to go. It's a cheap ticket, be a good show, and a great place to spend on a Friday night.
And looking at the time frame, you have practice later in the afternoon. You have qualifying, I believe, at 5 o'clock, correct? The late model race at 6, autograph session following the late model race, and then the ARCA race is going to take the green flag at a little after 8 o'clock, and it's on FS1 if you can't make it to Madison, correct?
Yeah, the place to be is in the grandstands at Madison on Friday night, but if you can't make it, they'll have live coverage, of course, with all of the ARCA Series races, and I just love short track racing. I think a lot of the fans of ARCA like short track racing. I think the place to watch them is on a short track like Madison or Elko, and a little better than watching a 1.5 mile race, though they put on some good shows there too.
Adam Mackey, thanks so much for taking a little time and talking with us. I know it's a busy time. How about that Bob Sargent out there doing the work himself? Now, there's a promoter. You guys are great. Thanks for being on.
Yeah, Bob's definitely out there working right now. It seems like every few years we get rain in the morning over here, and then he's got to go out on the track and scrape the top layer of mud down to the bottom so that they can roll it in. and get on there, because it would take hours and hours to drive. We would have just left it sit. So it's hopefully going to be a solid race at Springfield today, and then we'll be back at it on asphalt next week, and he won't have to do any track prep.
Thanks, Adam. We'll see you soon. Appreciate you being on the program, and we're going to sneak away to a break. We'll be back right after these.
IndyCar is back at the Milwaukee Mile, August 23rd and 24th. The Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250 weekend features a high-stakes NTT IndyCar Series race on Sunday, and the free fan zone will be buzzing with energy all weekend long. Don't miss out on the non-stop action. Get your tickets now at WIStatefair.com for an electrifying IndyCar experience at the Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250 weekend, August 23rd and 24th.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit BonafideSafe.com.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800. Or visit PMFlandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Step into the past at the Arians Art on Wheels Vintage Weekend with VSCDA September 12th through 14th at Road America. Witness over 300 stunning vintage and historic race cars spanning 11 classes as they race on the legendary track. From elegant classics to raw muscle, every era of automotive history comes alive. Explore the open access paddock for behind-the-scenes look at the incredible machines and the passion keeping them alive. Don't miss the celebration of speed, history, and craftsmanship. Friday night, there's a fireworks show included with event admission. Get your tickets now at roadamerica.com.
Hey, Badgers fans, miss this?
Hello! Touchdown, Wisconsin! That's how you start!
Badgers football returns to the game August 28th.
All the way! Touchdown, Wisconsin!
Listen to the Badgers all season, 97.3 The Game.
And now the LTN Hour presents Dirt on the Dirt with Brian Schmidt.
Another full week of dirt track action. It's hard to believe we're winding down already here. We're only 2 weeks away from Labor Day week. That's unbelievable. That's depressing to think about, but yes, we are. Tuesday night, we'll start Eagle River, Wisconsin. The USRA Limited Lights, Cade Nelson was your winner, and the IMCA stock cars went to Hot Rod Snellenberger. He has been dominant up there. Orville, Ohio, the Wayne County Speedway for the All-Star Circuit of Champions Sprint Cars. Henry Malacut was your winner. And Ransomville, New York, Tuesday night, the Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modifieds. Matt Williamson was your winner there. Wednesday night, Francis Crick, Wisconsin, the 141 Speedway for the Captain of the Creek, night number 1. That was supposed to be a Tuesday, Wednesday program, but there was rain Tuesday night, so they moved it to Wednesday, Thursday. The IMCA Modifieds, Brandon Schmidt was your winner. He then hopped in his stock cars and won that too. That's a good Wednesday night for a guy, winning both features. Wilmot, they had their fair race, and the Modified Spencer Dirks was your winner. 604 Wing Sprint Cars went to CJ Mullig. Lancaster, Wisconsin, the Grant County Fairgrounds. I did not know there was a racetrack there, but evidently they race there once a year during the fair, and they've had a lot of rain over the last couple of years, so that's why we haven't heard about it. But they did race this past Wednesday. Limited Lights, Ty Webster, IMCA Modifieds, Jed Freeberger, and the stock cars went to Jason Robbins. Highland, Illinois, Wednesday, the World of Outlaw Real American Beer Late Model Series, Tanner English was your winner there. Thursday night at Francis Crick, the 141 Speedway, the captain of the Crick, $10,000 to win for the IMCA Sport Mods. Matt Avila from Iowa picked up the big prize there, winning that. The Modifieds, the IMCA Modifieds, Johnny Whitman was your winner, and the IMCA Stockers went to Cole Sarneski. Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, the Hill Raceway for the Dirt Kings Late Model Series, $5,000 to win. Mike Mullen was your winner there. The IMCA Stock Cars went to Brett Wenzel. Canton, Illinois, the Spoon River Speedway for the World of Outlaw Real American Beer Late Model Series. Bobby Pierce was your winner there. Friday night at Gravity Park in the Modifieds, Marcus Hopner was your winner. Grand Nationals went to Jeff Richards, and the stock cars went to Mark Hopner. Seymour, the Outagamie County Speedway, the Dirt Kings Late Model Series feature winner was Brad Miller. How about that? It's been a couple years since he's won a late model feature away from Plymouth, so congratulations to him winning the Dirt Kings feature up at Seymour on Friday night. The IMCA Modifieds went to Johnny Whitman, and the IMCA Stock Cars went to Devin Snellenberger. That's Hot Rod's kid. Up at Superior, the Gondik Law Speedway for the Wissota Late Models, Jeff Massengill was your winner, and the Wissota Modifieds went to Jody Belfoulier. Bloomington, Indiana, the All-Star Circuit of Champions Sprint Cars, Tim Schaefer was your winner. Ogilvie, Minnesota, for the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, Carson Macedo got the win. Bill Baylog finished fourth. Tulare, California, for the Thunderbolts Raceway for the High Limit Sprint Cars, Corey Day was your winner. And at Batesville, Arkansas, Friday night, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series preliminary features for the Topless 100. Brandon Shepard and Jonathan Davenport were your winners there. Last night, we battled a lot of weather around here. I don't believe there was a single track in Wisconsin that got their dirt racing in. Plymouth, Shawano, Luxembourg, Wilmot for the IRA all rained out. They did race in Springfield, Illinois, where we just talked to Adam. Yesterday, the USAC Silver Crown Series was there. Cody Swanson was your winner there. Paragon, Indiana, for the All-Star Circuit of Champions Sprint Cars, Parker Price Miller was your winner. Jackson, Minnesota, for the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars, Carson Macedo made it 2 for 2. Bill Baylog finished third, so good weekend for Bill. Placerville, California, the High Limit Sprint Cars, Justin Sanders was your winner. Maquoketa, Iowa, for the World of Outlaw Real American Beer Late Model Series, $20,000 to win. Bobby Pierce, it was probably maybe a foot that he beat Brian Shirley by in that race. Outstanding race there at Maquoketa last night, so Bobby Pierce continued his win. And the big money race of the week was the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Topless 100, $50,000 to win, and Jonathan Davenport took home the big prize there. One other news note for those that didn't see this week, big news in the world of sprint car racing, Donnie Schatz was released from his ride with Tony Stewart Motorsports this week. Didn't take him long. 2 days later, he picked up a ride, and he's joining David Gravel in a second car to finish out the next 3 weeks of World of Outlaw sprint car racing. He ran Friday night, flipped the car, wrecked it. They didn't have another car for him to get in. So he joined yet a different team to race last night in Jackson, and I believe he even got a top 10 finish in that car. So they're going to fix it, get his Gravel teammate Motorsports car back together, and he'll be joining back up with them next week. But big news for Tony to release Donnie Schatz like that. He's
especially
been with him for
in the middle of the week, and if you see an interview with Schatz, I don't think he's very pleased with it. It seems kind of a crazy way
Yeah.
when you've been together like 18 years.
18 years and multiple championships. And they put Kerry Madsen in that car. I did not see where he finished last night, but he wasn't in the top 10, I don't believe.
No speculation on what happened between the two of them?
It's just, according to Tony, he's been so frustrated, and I didn't hear David's side of it. What did David have to say? I mean, Donnie's side of it.
Well, he pretty much said he hadn't been around for a while and didn't really know what was going on. Kind of the same scenario on the Cup side when that team kind of won.
Okay. All right. Well, on to the asphalt side of things. Slinger was rained out last weekend. Wednesday night, the battle at Berlin in Marne, Michigan. Your limited late model winner was Josh Fry. The super late model winner was Austin Hull. Ty Majeski was fourth, Bubba Pollard sixth, Carson Hocevar starting on the front row after the invert was 16th, and Eric Jones 30th.
Are you saying he was sandbagging?
Actually, I do believe he was sandbagging. If you looked at his practice times, I'm talking about Hocevar.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at his practice times, the first lap was well over a second faster than any of his practice times. And his second lap was still 0.2 off of his best practice time.
And he hit the invert, right?
He hit the invert, yeah. That is kind of his home track, but it was sad then that he only finished 16th. Let me wipe these tears off my face. Okay, on to Thursday. Wisconsin International Raceway had the red, white, and blue race finale. It was the blue race. The late model feature winner was Alex Stumpf. He also picked up that championship for the series. Super late model winner was Bobby Kendall. Grant Griesbach, having a wonderful season, picked up the red, white, and blue championship. Friday night, Norway Speedway super late model feature winner Brazen Bennett. At Golden Sands, it was John Beal in victory lane. The champion at Golden Sands then is Justin Mondyke in his Toby car. Madison International Speedway, they had double features last night. First one went to Zach Riddle. Yeah, Toby car. Second feature was to Jacob Guiley. Your champion at Madison is Sean Scheel. Grundy County Speedway.
How great is that?
Grundy County Speedway super late model feature winner Blake Brown. The ZMAX Cars Tour at Anderson Motor Speedway pro late model feature winner was Luke Baldwin, and the late model stock car winner was Landon Lewis. And then last night, ASA Midwest Tour at Grundy County Speedway. Ty Fredrickson breaking through and finally getting that win in 16 starts. He finally gets to victory lane. And in the Midwest Trucks, it was Brandon Reichenberger. At Dell's last night, late model feature winner was Mike Eady, the modified feature winner Mike Sandholm. And then the Cars Tour West was also running out at Colorado National Speedway. Pro late model feature winner Keelan Harvick, and his dad finished second, Kevin, behind Keelan. And then as mentioned earlier today, Slinger not running tonight, and ARCA will be at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Coverage today, 1 p.m. on Fox Sports 1.
I thought I would mention this coming Friday, and I'm doing this for my buddy Ted. This week is the Ted Dolan Classic. It's not the Ted Dolan Memorial, as he would point out. He's not dead. But this coming on Friday night at Plymouth, there's going to be the Ted Dolan Classic. So that should be a good one to go see. We're going to sneak away for a break. We'll be back.
The Fair Park in Plymouth, where the racing is great, the food is awesome, and the covered grandstand. This Saturday, watch the Wing Sprint Cars, Grand Nationals, B-Mods, and a guest appearance by the A-Mods. Gates open at 4:30, qualifying at 5:30. Next week, Friday, August 22nd, the Dirt Kings will make their first appearance of the season. Gates open at 5, qualifying at 6. The county fair is just around the corner with racing on Friday night. We'll see you there.
IndyCar is back at the Milwaukee Mile August 23rd and 24th. The Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250 weekend features a high-stakes NTT IndyCar Series race on Sunday, and the free fan zone will be buzzing with energy all weekend long. Don't miss out on the non-stop action. Get your tickets now at WIStateFair.com for an electrifying IndyCar experience at the Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250 weekend, August 23rd and 24th.
Miller Sales and Service of Random Lake is where to go for a trailer, no matter what you're hauling. Tom and Jerry Miller have been selling trailers from B&B, Trophy, and Bravo for over 50 years. Quality and integrity is what put them on the map on the corner of 57 and K since 1939. Home of the number 89 dirt and asphalt cars of Brad Miller. That's Miller Sales and Service. It's where to go for a trailer, just 20 minutes north of Milwaukee. Call them 920-994-4358.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com.
Step into the past at the Arians Art on Wheels Vintage Weekend with VSCDA September 12th through 14th at Road America. Witness over 300 stunning vintage and historic race cars spanning 11 classes as they race on the legendary track. From elegant classics to raw muscle, every era of automotive history comes alive. Explore the open access paddock for behind-the-scenes look at the incredible machines and the passion keeping them alive. Don't miss the celebration of speed, history, and craftsmanship. Friday night, there's a fireworks show included with event admission. Get your tickets now at roadamerica.com.
Right now, the Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
There was a confrontation between Tyrese Halliburton's dad and Giannis after the game. Grown-ups ruin everything, by the way. What are you doing on the floor? You have no business being on the floor. Let your son handle his business on the floor, not you. Go hug your son.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan and the Danettes and you.
The Dan Patrick Show. Weekdays at 8 a.m. on Fox Sports 920.
I just wanted to mention real quickly Grant Griesbach winning the red, white, and blue points up at Kaukauna. He's having a year this year. We've watched the kid grow up in a race car, basically. He won his first Slinger B race at Slinger when he was 10 years old. I think he's like 23 now. and never has had a year anywhere close to this one. He is leading the points at Slinger. He is leading the Kaukauna Weekly points up there. He is leading the Tundra points, and he's leading the Midwest Truck Series points. And all of those series are getting towards the end of the year, and it's going to come.
He's been
pretty soon.
He's been working with Casey Johnson quite extensively, and I think that shows kind of that he's helping to up his game. Other note is he's going to be a guest in the upcoming weeks on the Racing Nuggets podcast, and then I'm also going to have Matt Weaver on Tuesday.
Oh my, nice lineup you got going there, kiddo. Well, we'll have to watch that. Couple things. The Xfinity Series, as we may have remembered, is losing their sponsor. It's not going to be the Xfinity Series. The contract is up, and NASCAR's been looking for another title sponsor, and it looks like it's going to be O'Reilly Auto Parts, the O'Reilly Series. That's coming, I guess, as soon as next year, right?
I really hope they put a name with it, and it's not just like the NASCAR O'Reilly Series, because that doesn't come up. Call it the O'Reilly Grand National Series or something like that, just to have some.
There you go. Get the Grand National name back. That'd be cool.
Great idea. Let's all agree on it and send in our suggestions and see what NASCAR says. Thanks for those suggestions. This week you may have seen this. The rumor is that Dodge and Kaulig Racing might be hooking up. Oh, and then, they talked to somebody from Kaulig Racing. He says he confirmed that he spoke to Dodge. Listen to me. Dodge has talked to everybody. It isn't just Kaulig. Now, there are some people that have put two and two together and think that Kaulig would be a good landing spot for them. But kind of remember here, Dodge is only going to come in the truck series next year. Kaulig is in bed with Chevrolet. So in other words, they would have a Chevy Cup team, a Chevy Xfinity team, and a Dodge truck team. Does anybody see a potential problem with that?
Yeah, that's not going to work.
I just don't see that as happening. All right, we're running short on time.
If anything, GMS would be the one I would think. Look for them to maybe come back in the truck series for Dodge.
That makes some sense, Brian. They're still negotiating prices with people. I can tell you that for a fact. Brian picked the winner last week at Watkins Glen as SVG, which, I picked them the last time, so it makes us look smart, I guess. Not a one of us, like I started the show by saying, picked Austin Dillon to win at Richmond. But we've got a firecracker coming Saturday night at Daytona. I had already written down Denny Hamlin to win, but I changed it. I think we're going to have our 15th different winner this coming week, and I'm taking Brad Keselowski to win at Daytona Saturday. All right, let's move along. Brian, go ahead. You can pick next.
We forgot to mention that William Byron already clinched the regular season point standings.
Yeah, who does that matter? I guess it does.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of extra points, and I think he's going to add more to that, and he's going to win at Daytona and make it 2 for 2.
All right. We wrote her down. Let's see. PJ, why don't you go next?
I was actually leaning toward Keselowski, so instead I'll go with Chris Buescher.
Teammates. All right. Very good. And Dano?
Well, you guys took my two picks. I agree with you, Todd, and Keselowski, and I agree with PJ and Buescher. I don't think RFK is going to get shut out of the playoffs.
Okay.
One of them are going to have to. Maybe it'd be Ryan Preece. Who knows?
So you're going to take Preece then, yeah.
I'll take Preece. There we go. We each take a Roush car.
He's going to not flip for once, right? That would be the key, because his last 2 races at Daytona have been nothing but wicked flips.
We're so happy you tuned into this program. It makes our whole day.
And next week we'll be coming to you from the Milwaukee Mile of the IndyCar races. They're coming to town Saturday.
Real race cars have doors, even if they do climb in through the windows. Our engineer is Matt Losey. Thanks for tuning into the program. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next week, everybody.
This program has come to you live from multiple locations. Any and all comments expressed on this show do not necessarily express the opinions of this station, its employees, or advertisers. Your comments are always welcome at mail@ltnradionetwork.com. Find us at facebook.com/LTN Radio Network. And thank you for your support since 1985. Tune in again next Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time for the LTN Hour on the LTN Radio Network.